believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
What up? Nice to be back with you here on a beautiful Monday in the capital city. Rain a little bit this morning. Sun's out, guns out. That's right. We got the big guns for you today. I'm Austin Norman. He is Eric Strickland. Stricky, how's your weekend?
Weekend was actually pretty relaxing. Not much to it, but this is the thing I can't get over is the freaking weather. I'm talking to all my Dallas friends, even my Orlando folks, because I moved from there before coming back, and everybody's baking. And I'm not talking about the sizzling bacon.
Right.
Everybody's hot, and they're telling me, "Oh my gosh, I can't get away." And I'm not putting nothing on it, not putting nothing in the atmosphere, trying to get it changed up. But I'm just saying, this has probably been one of the better summers in a while here in Nebraska, where it had, I'd have to guesstimate that it probably hasn't gotten, I know it hasn't gotten to 100.
No.
But I don't think it's gotten like, I would venture to say over 95, 96.
Yeah.
Which has been beautiful. And you go, it's perfect for my flow right now. Just having and going outside, sitting on a patio. I sat on a patio yesterday, and I'm talking about midday, which most times you can't do that. You gotta wait. You either do that in the morning or sometimes late in the evening. So it's been beautiful, man. I'm excited. You go to the Salt Dog game this weekend?
I was not at the Salt Dogs game. I was actually up at a Storm Chasers game. It was the in-laws
because it was some weather. So did it hold up for you?
It did. Yeah, made it all the way through. Kept it down. Obviously, sitting outside. So yeah, it was perfect. Enough sun, but not overbearing. Good baseball weather. Mm-hmm. Not a Nolan Ryan summer. Maybe more a Greg Maddux summer. Something like that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Got some great topics today, man.
We do. Not for you today, but for you starting again on Wednesday. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. They're the sponsor of our show. Appreciate Charles and everyone down there. They're at 27th and Pine Lake. Make sure you go check them out later in the week. Again, open Wednesday through the weekend. Disc Golf Jake says, Strick, you better knock on some wood right now.
Man,
I know you put the disclaimer out there. You're not putting it out there.
I'm not putting it out there. I'm just saying that it's been enjoyable.
It
So
sure has.
disc golf, Jake, I'm feeling you. I'm with you. I'm not putting nothing on it other than the fact that I'm grateful and love it.
Absolutely. You mentioned a great show coming people's way today. A lot of free agency. We'll look back at NFL free agency and a little bit about NBA free agency. Franchise tag deadline coming up in about 39 minutes, Strick. If guys haven't agreed to a long-term deal, they have to play the next season on the franchise tag. 3 big names at running back still out there on the market. We'll see if anything comes of that in the next 40 minutes or so. But you brought up something that I think is going to be a really fun topic to dive into here first.
Yeah.
Is there a Hard Knocks curse?
Yeah, I these are just some of the things I think about when these shows come up. Now, I want to hear from you because really this is not a topic of debate or discussion. It's something to kind of, throw it out there and see. I mean, I would venture to say that the numbers don't always say that that's the case. There's been some trendings in the positive direction when you think about it. But 402-464-5685. That's 402-464-5685. Sutter Heyman Jewelers video stream we're thankful for them as a sponsor as well, but also to them for the line that they provide for you guys to be able to tap in. It's when I think about it, right? I look at it just kind of more in a macro sense. I'm looking at it more on a sense of how is there value to it for the organization? Is there no value? What type of, what sense does it give to the team and what they're going to do or how they're working? Because see, I think it can work both ways. One, I think it can actually spurn a team to a different type of unity because I say it like this. There's nothing like knowing that there's eyes in the room. You tend to, when you were in the class, when you were young, you were different when the teacher was present than when the teacher was not or left the room. It's just totally different. So when you're talking about, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people looking at you on a regular basis, you don't want to get caught slipping in an off moment, you not hustling moment, because people tend to remember that stuff, right? So I think in some ways it can help, Austin. I'm so part of my debate is that, but then also, I mean, I even knew I think that's what helped me in my career. It was a sense of knowing and taking the prospect of knowing that there's always someone watching. Even though you may be playing in summer league for this team, you're not playing for this team. You're actually playing for all teams, So, it's different. I think you tend to handle yourself different. You play different as well.
As you look back at your NBA days, if they would have had an NBA style Hard Knocks, is there a certain team you played on that would have handled it well, that would have taken the eyeballs and risen? Is there a team you played on that maybe would have gotten caught up in the attention and played worse?
Very good. So if I look at my career, I think the Indiana team had a balance of where it could have went well or not, because there was a good group of veteran leadership. Obviously Reggie was still there, and I was an older player at that time. Then you had the young guys. Those are the ones you kind of still need to worry about a little bit. But Jermaine was very mature. Jermaine handled himself very well. Al was pretty good as well. For the most part, they were very mature for being so young, just coming out of high school. The Boston team, I thought, would have definitely handled it well. You probably would have saw a different version of Antoine Walker, though. A lot of shimmy shaking and a lot of extras that would have been put on. But I think as a whole, that team would have handled it well. And I do also think that the Mavericks teams would have done pretty good because we learned it was very Drake-ish. We started from the bottom, now we're here. It was like that. So guys would have still understood the mission and what the deal was there. Now I would be worried about the Vancouver team. That team was wild and
was what it was.
Yeah, that Vancouver team and Knicks could have been interesting with Spree, and it was a little hodgepodge of some possibilities of wilding out, but yeah, that's the way I look at it from that perspective.
that's interesting because I think we've seen a little bit of a shift in Hard Knocks to some degree. The requirements for being on the show are you just can't have a first-year head coach. You can't have a playoff appearance in 2 years. So you got to be, for the most part, bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't have appeared in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you volunteer for it, which it sounds like the Lions were being asked to do, but
they've been there a couple times.
They have.
It's like for the line, like for when I think about the NFL, right? Austin, I look at it and I'm like, how is freaking Lions always playing on Christmas Day or not Christmas? Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I wonder about that. Yeah.
And the Lions.
I'm like, where? Like, what is it about that? So that's why I asked the question. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Are they trying to spurn just some interest, or I don't know.
That would be my guess, and that's where I think a team like Detroit would really like that. The Cardinals had the in-season version. With everything going on down in Phoenix, I could see them, needing a little bit of a boost. But as we talk about the curse, such as it was, the first 4 seasons this happened, Strick, so 2001 to 7 and 8, not a single one of the teams got better.
Yeah.
The Ravens won a Super Bowl in 2000 for 2001. They don't repeat. The Cowboys stayed at 5-11. The Chiefs, got worse to 4-12. The Cowboys again in 2008 went downhill, but we might be seeing that reversed. Maybe as teams get used to it. And I think maybe just how prevalent media is, maybe Hard Knocks isn't such a distraction anymore, right? With how many questions they get asked with social media, because Strick, dating back to 2018, every team featured has gotten better. Every team since the Browns has seen their record improve.
Yeah. And didn't one win a championship? Or
let's see.
Was 2020? What was the year the Rams won?
The Rams won the Super Bowl
21?
in 2022.
22.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So they
Yeah. Okay. I mean.
So no team that's featured on Hard Knocks has won it yet.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time, though.
Now, would you consider the Chargers kind of in that boat? Just because they've their expectations have consistently been pretty high, and then all of a sudden they get into it and just they end up just not living up to the expectations.
For being a Los Angeles team, the Chargers don't have all that much drama.
Yeah.
They're kind of behind the scenes. They're kind of forgotten about out in LA. I mean, the Rams are the big glitzy, franchise out there spending money the way they did with the star and Aaron Donald going to get, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and everything there. With the Chargers, they're a team that I think could really use Hard Knocks, to remind people that they're there.
Right.
The Chargers' issue is injuries, right?
Yeah.
So I think you have to manufacture a little drama with the Chargers because you can't wait to do the in-season version with them. Because if you wait to do the in-season version with them, everyone you want to talk to is going to be on IR.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of funny, man. But unfortunately, we got to take a break because we still want to hear from you, though. 402-464-5685. Is this something that you kind of think about when you watch this? I mean, do you kind of look beyond just the fact that they're on Hard Knocks, or do you kind of look into it a little bit deeper and see if there's any analytical or empirical data that can break down and give you some insight as to there's something going on with that?
Right. The Jets are the next team featured. They won 7 games last year. They get Aaron Rodgers in town. I think that's a big part of having Hard Knocks. So the Jets, can they improve on 7 wins, keep the trend going for Hard Knocks? We will see. We're talking NFL free agency, some franchise tag decisions as we continue hour 1 on the block.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
For Sean Jackson for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also, we're ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break, and on behalf of the entire 93.7 The Ticket team, we are excited to announce this fall we are teaming up with Husker Extra for the Big Red Brunch. We'll have big names from now and the past from Husker Sports, and that all starts on Wednesday, August 9th for the Big Red Brunch Golf Scramble at Tiburon Golf Club in Gretna. Sign up to play today at omaha.com and find the Big Red Brunch tab. You won't want to miss this on August 9th at Tiburon in Gretna.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
If you thought of selling your business, you're probably wondering where to start. Call the experts at Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln. With a database of over 450,000 buyers, we've got you handled. 402-413-1095.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block, 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Austin Norman, joined by Eric Strickland, with you for another hour and a half here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. You might be able to see it in the background behind me if you are on stream. A couple things to get to on the text line here, Strick. Disc Golf Jake chimes in again, says he doesn't know about a Hard Knocks curse, but he's hoping for a Netflix quarterbacks documentary series curse. Disc Golf Jake appears to be a Broncos fan who wants Patrick Mahomes to chill out.
Yo, no, but I started watching it.
Yeah, what do you think?
It was interesting. I mean, just to kind of go in and see some of the roller coaster rides of emotion, some of the things that they deal with, some of the how intense some of that can get, some of the back and forth that you don't really get a chance to see. You kind of wonder, how did that pop off? Sometimes you can hear it when you're doing. So, did you think they chose the right quarterbacks?
I see the vision for choosing each
guy. I can
really
understand.
do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can understand it. You've got a top, perennial guy that's basically a face of the league. You got a guy that's had a great story. He's rode definitely a roller coaster, and you had somebody that's lost it. So you're kind of getting a different array of emotions that come from watching it.
Nyla says, as a bitter Packers fan, she wouldn't mind if the Jets are bad this coming fall, which makes sense. And Chase B on the Jets thing as well said, it's funny how Aaron Rodgers tried to say no to Hard Knocks and then basically told him, no, you don't get to do that in New York.
Yeah.
Newtown, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically letting them know that there's you are new to the town, but there's not a new sheriff in town. The sheriff is still here.
The sheriff is the bottom line. The sheriff is those dollar bills that are very nice in the owner's pockets. Well, speaking of new towns and quarterback Strick, CBS Sports put out an article about every NFL team's best free agent signing in team history. This came up too with DeAndre Hopkins expected to sign with the Titans once they get the contract negotiations all done. CBS Sports has DeAndre Hopkins as the best free agent signing in Titans history before it's even happened, which seems crazy, but I guess we'll see. That's a passing game that's really in need of a boost with Tannehill under center, maybe past this year, but at least for this year, we'll see where they go from there. But as I look through this list, I kept coming back to quarterbacks. Teams that were able to get a quarterback, on the cheap for the most part, and then develop him into something more. The first one that stood out to me, John Unitas. The Colts get him after a tryout with the Steelers, doesn't catch on there, goes and leads then Baltimore to their first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You get the Saints and Drew Brees, drafted by the Chargers, helped him win a division, but then they had issues about his injuries. So he walks, New Orleans picks him up, and Drew Brees goes on to set a bajillion records. The Rams with Kurt Warner.
Oh, yeah.
Signing him from NFL Europe.
Yeah, that was. But then you can Kurt Warner's got a dual role. I think both with the Rams and also with the Cardinals. But
oh yeah.
Tell the initial story, because that's a story in itself that created even a movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it was so good.
He's played overseas in Europe. The Rams bring him on as their backup quarterback. Guy goes down, leads him to Super Bowl, and wins a couple MVPs.
Yeah. It was known as the greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Isaac Bruce and those guys. Yeah. Oh man, Marshall Faulk. Oh my gosh, it was. Yeah, it was a show. It was a show to witness, and just the precision that Kurt Warner would just dissect offenses with. You're just like, what? I think he was a Brady story before Brady became Brady.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He was the original OG. Like Kurt Warner is like one of the original OGs. He's how what. Man, my mind. See, I hate when I start talking. The San Francisco quarterback,
Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh dang it, I hate when I do that. When I get in the zone and then my mind just goes. So yeah, Brock Purdy. He was the original. Kurt Warner's the original Brock Purdy OG.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt.
Like they come in and he's like right to them. Kurt Warner to me, to everybody that follows in a similar type of manner. He's like the Godfather. Yeah, you just gotta handle your business the way Kurt Warner handled it. And you come in and kiss the ring. That's right, baby. You come in like you should pay homage to what Kurt Warner was able to bring to help you to be.
The last one that really stood out to me was Jim Plunkett, a story I didn't know quite that well. Drafted first overall in 1971.
He was one of my favorite. He was one of the reasons I freaking like the Raiders. The lefty, Jim Plunkett. He was. See, I was living in California at the time, so he was. Man, we went up, and actually, my dad took me up to see a game. I went to see a Raiders game. I was in there, and I remember getting a sign from him, an autograph.
Yo,
from Jim Plunkett as he was going out the tunnel. it was one of the greatest experiences as a young man that I mean, but to follow his story and kind of how he came to be as well.
Right. So, I mean, you're 7 seasons later, he's a backup, throws 15 passes his first 2 years. Dan Pastorini goes down. Plunkett's 33 at this point, not prime quarterbacking age, but he goes 9-2 as the starter during the regular season. They become the first wild card team to win the Super Bowl. And then they go do it again a few years later. So Jim Plunkett's story is absolutely awesome. Were the Raiders that cool team for you in California?
They were. I mean, it was you just, if you look at yourself, I'm rough and rugged. You know, that's the way I play. I want to be physical. I'm going to be dominating, you know, and that's what the Raiders were. So to me, if you look at the Bay Area teams, the Raiders was grit, grimy, you know, they was hard nosed. The 49ers were sexy, cool. You know what I mean?
You get the Super Bowls,
Montana,
you get Dion.
nice. You know, and so there's the one that for me.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to step on his toes.
That was the one for me. So the Dion situation, you know, after they had lost, so the San Francisco had lost a couple of NFC title games to the Cowboys, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, the 49ers said, shoot, let's go out and get Deion Sanders. And on top of that, you go out and get, you know, legendary linebacker Ken Norton Jr., who is hard-nosed, hard-hitting, and you just bring that type of energy at both levels at the linebacker position on the outside. And then you had Ronnie Lotz and, you know, guys like that their freaking history as DBs is well documented there. And all of a sudden you turn the tides. That's the breakthrough for you that turns the side. Whereas Deion Sanders had his best season as a pro in '94 when he came over there. He had 3 of his 6 interceptions were for touchdowns. He won Defensive Player in the Year. And the reason they were able to even beat the Cowboys, who had dominated them, was Michael Irvin. And he was able to secure that side of things against Michael Irvin.
As we go up and down the list here, Strick, there's a lot of these that seem very low risk, high reward, right? You're taking a flyer on guys almost like they're lottery tickets.
Mm-hmm.
One that stands out to me in the other way is Peyton Manning.
That was the one with the Broncos.
Yes.
Even though he was throwing duck, you know, it was a lot of duck soup. You know, you just kind of go down to Chinatown and get you some duck soup.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of that going on, but he was still winning games, doggone it.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He comes off neck surgery. He goes to Denver and has 2 fantastic years. 13 and 14 were so good for Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still had it coming off a neck surgery.
Right.
And he was old. Then by the time you get to 2015, that defense definitely, you know, carried Peyton to that second Super Bowl for him and another one for Denver. But most of these teams, when they made these free agent signings, weren't committing a lot of money. They were taking a flyer on these guys. Denver was going after an old quarterback coming off a neck surgery.
Yeah, that was a high risk.
And they had to pay.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that one. I would think also one for me, and it's because it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with the New York Knicks, we shared the same publicist at this time, so we got to hang out a little bit, and I actually got to know him, and it was Curtis Martin for the New York Jets.
Okay, yeah.
Being an old, you know, just an old style player, he's a 2-time Pro Bowl. He had went to the Super Bowl with New England, had a great career with them, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He signs a $36 million deal, but then he goes on to rush for over 10 grand. He's number 6 all time in rushing.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it not in a sexy way, you know, not in the Emmitt Smith type of way, but in the grit and grime of it. Oh, similar like Barry Sanders. Like you knew Barry created highlights, but he didn't. Like you know, Curtis just ran hard nose, hit holes and hit holes, and would, you know, run to the daylight.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't Barry Sanders. He wasn't just super shifty. He wasn't Emmitt Smith, and, you know, just a little plow and just go that way. But yet he was that good. He was a workman. That's what I loved about him. And then he was just cool as a fan. So I got the chance to meet him on a personal level, and that's one of the ones for me.
That's awesome. This is a really good list put out again by CBS Sports, so go check it out over there. We're going to step aside and sneak this last segment in before the top of the hour, and that's a deadline. 4 o'clock Eastern time, the franchise tag deadline. 3 running backs out there without deals. Again, we're 10, 15 minutes away from that deadline. Let's talk about the futures of Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard. What will they do in the next 15 minutes? We'll get to that next.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beers, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
If you thought of selling your business, you're probably wondering where to start. Call the experts at Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln. With a database of over 450,000 buyers, we've got you handled. 402-413-1095.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service, contracts, or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residents residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Sometimes playing with a healthy fear is good because it makes you go, hunted out. Because the more tentative you are, I always told kids, I said, listen, if you don't like this and you don't want to play, don't play. Because you're going to be worse off and get probably hurt more by being tentative in your play as opposed to playing all out.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes. Final segment for the first hour here on the Block. Strick and Austin Ehrman on the Block, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Once again, we thank you guys for your continued wonderful messages that you send there on the Sutter Heyman text line. We're appreciative of that. Again, it is Monday. It is not Manic Monday. It's actually a great Monday. It's Mellow Monday. Yeah, it's Mellow Monday. Feels really good to be on the show and to come off the weekend with great storylines and things to chop it up and talk about. And let's get into this right now. So as we look at it, the franchise tag, that is, deadline is now fastly approaching.
7 minutes.
Yeah, in a few minutes it's going to be jumping off, and then things need to kind of start snowballing and rolling. Right now there are a few top of the end running backs that are out there with Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, as well as Tony Pollard. They're all due to make $10.1 million. The numbers drop significantly, being that the usage rates as well as the turnover rates in the running back position is just not like it used to be. And so even though running backs at this point are seeking, looking, and pursuing top-end deals, let's just take, for example, the Cowboys situation, right? Mm-hmm. The Cowboys coming off of just escaping the $91 million total that was due to Ezekiel Elliott. So they don't want to find themselves duplicate, because a lot of people thought that was a bad deal. You know what I mean? First and foremost, you were blessed to have one of the best lines at that time. Ezekiel had a little more pep in his step, so he was hitting holes a little bit better. He was getting to the second level as the holes open. But then what you saw is a transition of holes open, and Zeke wasn't in them, and they would close, and he just wasn't able to do it. Whereas on the other hand, Pollard was hitting them and was able to break through. So he looked a lot more, he looked a lot better at that time. So when we look at this, how do you feel about, the way things are going and these running backs that are left out there right now? Because Saquon's a great one. I mean, the fact that Saquon does everything, not only runs, he catches, he's good out of the backfield, he does everything. So how do you view it?
I'll start with Pollard as well. You brought up a good point with them just having paid Zeke. They probably don't want to go down that road again, especially for a guy that isn't proven as a number one, right? He's going to take a step up in volume. We haven't seen him maintain that efficiency as a true one, outside of a few little stretches where Zeke has been hurt. Yeah. Plus, he's just coming off an injury, had a couple procedures. He got hurt. So I can understand Dallas not wanting to pay him. So if I'm Tony Pollard, I'm fine with 10.1 million, for 1 year, prove my value.
Yeah.
See if I can go get what? McCaffrey's making 16 mil a year as I think the highest paid running back. Could Tony Pollard go out and get 12 over 3 years?
I don't think that's not a major issue for him to be able to get anywhere from that 10 to 12 range.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A little bit better if you're performing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Barkley is one that you'll hear injury concerns, but Strick, if you look at him through his 5 seasons, he's played in 16 games, 13 games, 2 games with the knee injury in 2020, 13 games in 2021, and then 16 out of 17 last year. So he's played more games than he's missed. So I don't think the injuries are a huge concern for him. You saw what he did last year. I mean, averaged 82 yards a game, rush for 1,300 yards. That's a game changer.
No
He's
question.
Daniel Jones' best friend.
No question.
Especially with a not great receiving core. So the Giants need to do what they can to keep Saquon Barkley around.
Austin, let's stop and pause right there. How would that New York Giants team fare if they didn't have Saquon Barkley?
Much worse.
That's
Much
the way
worse.
I look at it too. So that's the way I'm envisioning that they have to do something to make him not only happy, but you know, not to also get yourself underwater either. So it's like it's a balancing act that you have to deal with that.
This is where if I'm a player, Strick, and you can walk me through the player end of it, having been in contract negotiations before, to me as a player, I'm okay with incentives, right? I want enough guarantee that I can make a comfortable living, get all my bills paid, and have a little fun with it. But if I'm betting on myself, if I believe I'm that guy, I'm okay taking less, guaranteed, but betting on myself to stay healthy and reach benchmarks, right? To put in that work.
Right.
Like, yeah, you need to get some guarantee. I mean, that's always a struggle with NFL contracts, but I would be okay taking a little less guaranteed if they're willing to, extend the incentive money a little further.
Yeah, and so that's the tricky part. But before I get into the tricky part of it, let me deal with the tricky part, and then I'll get to the back end.
Tricky part. Here we go.
Yeah, the tricky part. So when you're looking at it, right? A lot of organizations would much rather give more bonus than have to pay anything with regards to salaries because it eats up into the cap. So, but you got to be more sure. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's more risky to give more of it, but sometimes it may work out on the books to make it a little bit more palatable when you're dealing with it in that aspect. Okay, so I'm with you though. I just wanted to concur that I'm with you because that is something that I had to do. I'm coming off of my rookie year. This is the blessing about my the CBA, the way it had worked out, because they had restricted, but it was a different type of restriction. And because I was cut and I came back and I was a free agent, I was able to get off the unrestricted free agency quicker. It was perfect timing. I was able to get off even quicker than those who were drafted in the second round. So it was best for me not to be drafted, right? Because I was able to get to my bird rights quicker.
Right.
So when I listen to what you just said, that's a key point, because I remembered that the Mavericks only wanted to do 1.25 million start for I think 5 or 6 years. But my dad was like, no, let's hold. My new agent was like, no, let's hold. Go to Summer League, play 2 games, and then we're going to create leverage. This is some of the stuff we talked about with other players in the NBA. We're going to create leverage, and we're going to do it by using, guess what team? The champions.
That's
the
right.
Denver Nuggets.
That's right.
So I ended up going to the Denver Nuggets just to work out. Like I really wasn't going to sign him. I mean, at that time, they had Chauncey Billups, and they were very godly, and they might even had Nick Van Exel at the time. But it wasn't – no, Nick I still think was in L.A. But what I'm saying is it created the leverage in Dallas to say, wait, he just averaged 26 points in Summer League. Ooh, we might need to step up. So that's the bet on myself was, look, I could have signed to 1.2. That was great. But I bet on myself to get it to 1.65. So there's a difference.
$400,000 there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was a difference that I was able to take that into account and bet on yourself to go out there and perform.
Right.
And then you're able to do better.
Like those two games are worth $200,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. The other thing to talk about in terms of the running backs on the franchise tag, we have hit the deadline. It is top of the hour. We'll get the news rolling in here any minute. Josh Jacobs. This is one that if I'm Vegas, I give him a 3-4 year deal, in that 13, 14, maybe $15 million range. He's been in the league 4 years, played 13, 15, 15, and 17 games. That's durability. Strick, last year, he led the NFL in rushing yards, yards per game, total touches, 393 touches in 17 games, in yards from scrimmage. This is a dude you don't want to be mad. This is a guy you don't want to let walk for
And
nothing.
you need him.
You very much do.
Yeah.
Jimmy G needs a running back friend out of the backfield.
Yes.
Josh Jacobs can be that guy for him.
Come on. Talk to me, Austin. Yeah, you don't need to stop.
That's all I got.
You going in.
It's simple.
Absolutely. Like that's a situation where Jimmy, had it not been for Debo and just guys
Kittle, Ayuk.
Yes. Had it not been for that where he could just settle in, didn't have to do nothing special. You need that kind of running game behind you. And Josh, he's that guy. Like, but I understand there's so much hesitancy right now at the running back position that no one really wants to bank on it. But if you got a good one that literally can solidify your offensive,
This is where I think the Raiders are paying for some previous mistakes. They've given out some not good contracts to other guys, and they're paying for it now when they need that money to keep Josh Jacobs around to make the Jimmy G signing worth it. I
mean, I have to ask you, is it been a Raiders curse, since Davis has passed on and went on? I mean, he's probably rolling over in his grave talking about what's going on, on the home front. One, you take them out of the home and move them into there. Okay, that's cool as a business deal. But good gosh, what's going on? Because look at what's going on. Their drafts have all been bust. Bad. I mean, the Ruggs situation, you can't fault them for that. But it just seems like every time they've had a situation with their first rounders, they've missed.
Since Jacobs, pretty much.
Yeah, they've missed.
So, I mean, the Raiders have had good players, but they haven't been able to field a full team consistently. And, with the Chiefs rising up the way they have, Denver made its run, and San Diego just has a little bit better talent across the board. So I think Oakland, Las Vegas now has some of the right ideas, but just not enough at one time.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears in hour two. We'll talk some NBA free agency decisions, specifically in the last 10 years. What moves made a big difference for teams? Again, not going all the way back like we did for the NFL, but just in the last 10 years. We'll keep the free agency talk going in hour two of On the Block.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM First, 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area, coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, me and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 on the block on a Monday. Up at a halftime here. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you. No halftime adjustments. We're rocking and rolling.
We're rolling,
We're
baby.
keeping it the same, but different. The same but different.
The same but different. We got, listen, there's so many ways that we can go with this one, but just take your best shot, man. Step up, shoot the three. I saw something earlier today too, Austin. And I think for me, this continues to solidify. It's the stuff you don't see behind the scenes that solidifies for me, MJ, where he doesn't get credit about a lot of the off the field stuff and the stuff that he's done, the money that he's donated to specific causes, you kind of hear touches on them, but you don't really get to see them in depth, right? So I'm just kind of peeping out, just kind of looking at different topics, and I happened to run across this one. It was a guy that they used to have all these things for a while. Like every year they would have $1 million shootout where they would just take somebody and they would put them at the 3-point line, and only one guy, I think they did it 6 times, only one guy actually hit the rim. The rest of them were kind of off.
Okay.
And that was a 3 for $1 million, right? You've seen other people do the half court shots. I've seen one with a progression. The Dallas Mavericks are very known for giving away stuff, but they did a progressive where it was a layup, a free throw, a 3, and then if you do the progression, he ends up getting, there's a place down there called the Dump. It's like a furniture place where a lot of furniture stores from all over the country will dump their stuff that's not being sold or used there, and people can come and get them at discounted rates, right? He got like a $3,000 gift card for making 4 shots in a progression. So he had to make that free throw 3. I'm like, you're only going to give $1 million away for making a 3-pointer, and these guys are doing this, and another person makes a half quarter for a TV. Yeah, but come on now. So this guy at a Chicago Bulls game, they call $1 million for shooting a 3/4 court. So from the free throw line, all the way on the other side.
Yeah.
This guy throws it up, makes it, and all the Bulls guys are going crazy. The referee's running over to him, and the insurance company that insured him used a clause, and they weren't going to pay him.
What?
Austin, they weren't going to pay him. The man hit the shot. They weren't going to pay him, and all of a sudden, this goes on for almost a year.
Okay.
Next thing you know, MJ goes to a basketball game, I think, for his son. So this guy had the basketball that he made the shot with and his shoes, and MJ recognized him. So MJ says his security to bring him over to the guy, and he gives him a hug, and he says, "Look, do you remember?" Or he says, "Did they pay you your money?" And he's like, "Nah, they haven't paid me." So MJ goes to the Bulls and says, "This ain't right. This man, did this. We've got to make it right." Because the insurance company bailed out. They're like, they basically said because he played in community college within a certain, like it was set up where everybody knew that this was the case. He signed the information. They just went ahead and put him in anyway, not knowing that he was going to hit. But then when he hit, they tried to use the clause against him. And then the Bulls ended up stepping up and paying him the $1 million at $50,000 for I think 10 to 12 years. Every year he got $50,000.
Nice.
And MJ was the catalyst for that happening.
That's awesome.
So yeah, those are just some good stories out there that
good for MJ for that.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was at this Husker game. This guy was shooting from half court. He was a lefty.
And he airballed?
No, he hit the rim.
That was a tough one. I need a little extra warm-ups. To not get warm-ups and you have to do that, man, it's not easy.
What you needed was a little Mary Ellen's.
I did.
A little gas in the tank.
A little gas in the tank. If I would have been pumped up, I'd have probably hit it. No, but yeah, man, this is good. I like where we're going because I think there's some impactful players that individuals able to land on certain teams at different times. I think we're going to get into that a little bit.
Texter 4491 says that literally sounds like Jackie Moon not giving the guy the check.
Oh,
in semi-pro.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
That's so good. Some guys did get the check though in the NBA. Impactful NBA free agent signings. Notice we didn't say best and we didn't say worst.
Yeah.
The article title is impactful, ones that made a difference. I'll get the obvious ones out of the way here. Strick. It's LeBron. I don't think nearly as much with the Lakers. I know they got a title out of it, but that one didn't feel like a move for basketball reasons.
Yeah.
When he signs with the Heat for the 2011 or 10, 11, 12, and 11, 12, 13, and 14 seasons, that was a basketball move.
Yeah.
That was a legacy play. LeBron needed to get on the board. And because LeBron went, so did Chris Bosh. So the domino effect, the getting the 2 rings, that one's there. And then what I didn't realize or remember was that he and Bosh both signed 6-year contracts, but with opt-outs after year 4. So after year 4, LeBron exercises that opt-out to go back home to Cleveland, which counts as a free agent signing for them. Again, legacy basketball reasons, ends up winning a ring. That one I think is pretty obvious. Which to you was the more impactful move, LeBron to Miami or LeBron back to Cleveland?
I would say LeBron back to Cleveland. You know, I think the one to Miami was a little bit more tainted, and I'm going to continue to say this, that he was robbing to me. Very impactful as a player, but to me, he was robbing. I think that was Dwayne Wade's team. You know, he was the guy. He was the alpha. He was the dog. He was the one that when
he'd been there, he built it.
Yeah, when it mattered. And you know, again in 2011, you know, LeBron was broke as a joke. Like he didn't show up at all. I mean, they wouldn't even been in it if it wasn't for Wade and Bosh. Like that's how bad he played. So to me, that was his run. I think going back and in 2018, just looking what they were able to do, that was more impactful. I think the comeback, because there's a little bit more like of unfinished business. There's a little bit more that weighed on it than not Wade, but Wade in the mix
right.
of it, right?
Different kind of Wade.
Yeah.
The other one that stood out to me, this one's more under the radar. It's the Bucks signing Brooke Lopez.
I was gonna say that was a very, and the cheap too.
3.4 mil for a year back in 2018. I mean, Brooke Lopez had bounced around the league a little bit with the Nets. They signed him from the Lakers, and Brooke Lopez just got re-signed for the big bucks to be part of that core 4 with Giannis, Holiday, Middleton, and then Lopez. What they do on the defensive end is, or has been, at least under Budenholzer, built around Lopez's abilities in the drop, to contest the rim, to trust his guards to recover over screens, and Giannis roaming off the weak side.
Oh, yeah.
Those two big guys.
And he can shoot the 3 too.
That's where I was going next.
Talk to
right? Because he can space out to the corner. He can pick and pop. You can run a 4-5 pick and roll with Giannis and Brooke Lopez.
Absolutely.
You can give Giannis, who still struggles shooting the ball consistently, you can give him the whole lane, even though you're playing another big guy with him. That's a game changer.
Yeah. I like that. I like the way you're going with that one. That was definitely one that piqued my interest a little bit. I would also say the New York Knicks, the signing of Jalen Brunson in 2022 for $104 million for 4 years. I think that's a steal contract, because you're getting now a top tier who's shown himself, improved himself, who came out of the shadow of Luka Doncic and has basically, you could try to say, he missed a couple of shots at the end of the game, but it really wasn't him. I would say it was more Julius Randle that kind of hurt them in those situations, some of the plays and some of the mistakes that were made. But he's proven himself, and that contract at 104, like everybody was like, oh gosh, at first we're looking that was a mess of a contract, but it's turning out to be a steal of a contract, and the Knicks might win on that. So they haven't really had anything since Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony, and then the acquisition of Tyson Chandler. There's been a lot of internal stuff, but no one to come out of free agency. He's one of the ones that did that.
Putting the Jalen Brunson contract into some context, 4 years, $104 million for him, so $26 million a year.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Jalen Brunson at 4,104 or Dylan Brooks at 484? Jalen Brunson, every day of the week.
All day. I'm going to throw this one out at you, and I think some of the listeners might be appreciative. You might agree with me, and you might not, but I think you might. There's somebody that came into the league, and to me, I think he was stealing. Outside of Austin Crozier, I think this is the biggest steal, and I don't mean the team stole. I mean the person walked in with a ski mask and robbed the program and the organization, straight blind, walked out with the bag, jumped in his regular car, and drove off. This man's name is Chandler Parsons. Chandler Parsons comes out of the Rockets, has a pretty good run. He's on a 3-year, $2.49 million or $498 million salary. Has one of those Austin Crozier runs, plays very well. Dallas decides to sign him for $346. Okay. Don't pan out, don't work out, just okay for the most part. I mean, if you really look at it, it was just okay. But then Memphis follows it up with 4-year $94, and I about lose my mind. You know why I don't have hair on my head now? It's stuff like that. I done pulled it all out. Just trying to understand it. Break it down for me. And y'all on the Sutter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Who is the biggest robber in the NBA that, as far as their contracts are concerned, that you've ever seen come through? To me, Chandler Parsons is number one. 402-464-5685. Who is that for you?
He beats out Crozier?
I think he beats Crozier. Crozier stole, but that's a double steal. Like he did what your boy, what's his name for the Reds?
Ellie.
He did what Ellie did. He stole every base and then ended up scoring.
See, that's funny because Chandler Parsons, I liked him in Houston.
Yeah.
I could see the vision. I think he would have fit better with those James Harden, Chris Paul style teams, but the injuries came. The other thing about it is not only did he steal the money from Memphis, he stole that money. But like the piece points out, it was the end of that grit and grind era, right? What Memphis was known for, digging in on the defensive side, that tough identity. That has never been Chandler Parsons.
No,
He
7
doesn't
points
fit
a
that.
game, making that kind of cake-ola?
No, you can't do that.
Stop it.
You can't be doing that. But to get this, pretty boy never really lived up to the tough mantra that Memphis had.
Yeah.
Between that ethos and between the bag, I can see why that era ended.
Right. Question.
Answer.
Is Kawhi Leonard stealing? Is he Ellie?
point.
Is he Ellie in the bases? Is he stealing right now?
We're getting to that
Oh,
point.
gosh.
When he's on the floor, he's still Kawhi.
Right.
He's just not on the floor.
Yeah.
Too busy managing that load.
Yeah. I think a great acquisition, and then we can get back on the acquisition side. I think a great acquisition would have to be the Kevin Durant to Golden State. 2 years, $54 million. They end up with the best record in the NBA, 73-9, and you win, a championship, and you do it with a great crew. You're a Finals MVP for 2 years, 217, 218. Why do you want to leave it? I think you create a better legacy if you stayed there and just blew the doors off the whole NBA and make them come to you. But you just felt you had to go do it on your own. Is it a mind and ego thing?
It's because he's soft.
Yeah.
That's really what it seems like. He couldn't take the heat in Golden State. I don't think it was the media. I think that locker room wasn't good for Kevin Durant, which is wild to say because Kevin Durant, if he chose to use his voice in that locker room, would have had a say. I don't know if the Warriors pick him over Draymond necessarily. That's the cold business decision, right?
Yeah.
You'll let Draymond walk to keep KD if it came down to it, but obviously they never had to make that choice. But you go to Brooklyn, you don't really hear a lot from KD, right? Yeah, he's on the interviews, but he says a lot of words without saying a lot. Then he goes to Phoenix. We haven't heard a lot from him there. Kevin Durant can't lead a locker room, even though he has the talent to be able to do it. He wasn't the leader in Golden State in that locker room.
No
he
question.
didn't have to be, but he keeps trying to go to places where he's expected to be that leader.
Right.
And that's fine. It's not a knock against him that he's not. Some guys are cut out for it. Some guys aren't. Just
Because I
admit
think if
who you are.
I think you're right, Austin, because I think if he would have done that when he was at OKC, I think OKC probably would have ran out with a championship. Like if he would have just looked Westbrook in the face and said, boy, get me the freaking ball. And not only that, I want it right here. Like that's like if you don't give me I think he deferred too much and didn't take a stance, and it cost him.
And you can do that without being a bad teammate.
Yeah, I
right?
think so. There's a way to go about it.
Like young Russ was dynamic, like
Yeah.
absolutely explosive.
Yeah.
But last shot,
Yeah,
he's unguardable.
Come on, stop the cap. Yeah, that's something I want to talk about. But then I want to just dig into this one real quick, and you can give a pretty quick answer, because the other one on here that's an impact player was Monte Ellis in 2013. He signed for $325 in Dallas. That's actually a pretty good deal at the time. He ends up averaging 19 points, 4.9 assists, and also did so in a couple of playoff games. And he was durable. He only missed 2 games in the years that he was there. So, but I want to throw this out, because what I'm finding is they're having to do it differently than they expected themselves to have to do it coming off of a 2011 championship. They haven't been able to do it in free agency. They've been able to sign a lot of guys like Monte Ellis, sometimes overpaying them more than what they should have for some players. And they just, every time they would come to a free agency where big free agents were waiting, they thought that they would be like sometimes Nebraska feels they're the brand, and they don't end up living up to that billing. And now they're having to do it both in the G League. They're having to do it by finding guys and signing guys in the draft. And they're going to have to develop guys, which I don't think they expected they would have to do. Now, getting Kyrie was huge. That was huge for them. But, that's something that happened in trade, and now you were just able to retain him. So.
Right. Monte Ellis has a fascinating NBA story
Yeah.
where he was the guy alongside Baron Davis
Yeah.
in Golden State. And then the Warriors picked Steph over him. Steph with bad ankles over him. Good for Dallas being there to scoop him up. And that's where I think being a veteran, having that presence in the locker room, that's worth paying for to some degree, that dependability. Monte Ellis obviously never reached Steph Curry level, wherever he was. That's never his level. But he was a solid, dependable bucket getter, could dish the rock a little bit, solid player. You knew what you were getting. And that's when we look at, the guys you pay the big bucks for, you expect that production. Chandler Parsons got paid that money, but he didn't produce. So you're willing to pay at least if you know what you're going to get.
Facts.
Right?
Facts. I agree. Last thing before we get out of here, because we got to get to a break. What type of impact do you think Marcus Smart's going to have for Memphis?
Who?
Just an expect, just what you expect.
On the court, he should be a net positive. I think he's new age Tony Allen.
Interesting.
I think it's not a perfect one-to-one comp because Marcus Smart is a better shooter than Tony Allen ever was.
Oh, facts. Big facts.
So there's that. He has
the ugliest jumpers in history of the NBA. Okay, go ahead.
And it showed. Marcus Smart also does have some ball handling capability, whereas Tony Allen was just park him in the corner. Wasn't going to do a whole lot. So the trick for Marcus Smart and for Memphis is going to be to maximize those spot up or second side opportunities. Give your guards and wings a night off, guarding the toughest player. That's Marcus Smart's job now. So if he continues to do that and doesn't, try to hijack the offense like happened in the playoffs sometimes with Boston, I think it's huge. I think he's more impactful in the regular season than Porzingis will be for Boston. But I think that's why Boston made that deal, because you saw what they struggled with in the postseason. I think Porzingis will be better in the playoffs for Boston.
Oh, yeah. I would have to agree. That's why I'm interested in watching how they're able to work that out, and how they're able to still deal with the Jaylen Brown situation.
Let's go with Jaylen Brown after this, because Woj put something out there that absolutely blew my mind. Just the possibility of it. We'll take a break, be back with more on the block in just a sec.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Register to win one of 4 $500 gift certificates from Graham Tire Company of Lincoln during their anniversary sale going on now. Instant rebates on Goodyear, Kumho, Hankook, and Nokian tires. Additional mail-in rebates on select Goodyear tires. Double your mail-in rebate when you use your Goodyear card. That's up to $260 savings on 4 select tires. Hurry in for the savings and your chance to win a $500 gift certificate given away to 4 lucky local winners. Graham Tire and Auto Service, getting you to the places that matter most.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beers, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sunday. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage options in the area. Dennis and his team would like to thank all customers who have stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2540.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break, and on behalf of the entire 93.7 Ticket team, we are excited to announce this fall we are teaming up with Husker Extra for the Big Red Brunch. We'll have big names from now and the past in Husker sports, and that all starts on Wednesday, August 9th for the Big Red Brunch Golf Scramble at Tiburon Golf Club in Gretna. Sign up to play today at omaha.com and find the Big Red Brunch tab. You won't want to miss this on August 9th at Tiburon in Gretna.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. We are on the block. You're on the block. Thanks for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and channel 951 on Allo. Anything you want to add to the show, Starter Heyman text line available for you, 402-464-5685. And comment if you're watching on the stream. We do see it. It does come through. We had Jaron comment before about our Hard Knocks segment. That'll be up on the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, a little bit later tonight. Strick, we ended last segment with the name Jaylen Brown. It sounded familiar. Something rang a bell. I had to look it up to make sure I had the numbers right. Jaylen Brown, eligible for a Supermax extension. Originally thought to be worth 5 years, $295 million.
Yeah.
That's some cheddar.
Big cheddar work.
Then he
Big
agreed.
cheddar work.
That is multiple wheels of the cheddar. Well, our favorite NBA breaking news guy, Adrian Wojnarowski, said, just kidding. It's not going to be worth $295 million. It's going to be worth $304 million. $304 million over 5 years for Jaylen Brown, the first $300 million player in the NBA. Whoa.
Is he that, though?
No.
I don't think so. That's why I'm like, I think they're going to run themselves out. Because here's my personal thought. I just really don't think that the NBA is going to land what they're looking for in the new
TV deal.
They're going for billion plus, and I just don't believe they're going to hit it. I don't think they're going to hit it because I don't think the numbers are gonna show for it. Yeah, you can want it. I just don't think the numbers are going to show as far as their viewership. So they're giving away all this cakeola. I'm just like, where is it coming from? That's the way I'm looking at it. If I'm an NBA owner,
the last year of that deal, Strick, would be worth $70 million.
Man, I miss my time. I'm a little too early. Golly. I mean, I'm thinking about it like Chandler Parsons averaged 7 points a game. I did too. I'll be about 60, 80 million right now. Strong. God! I want to go through the wall right now. It's crazy the kind of Luciano.
Go pick Rico up and throw him through the wall.
Man, the Luciano they're giving out right now is no good. Gosh,
So would you qualify once it gets signed? Would Jaylen Brown be stealing?
I just don't think he's performed. Yes, in his seasons have been great. To me, his playoffs have been very much like Joel Embiid. Like Joel Embiid, MVP, okay. I still don't think I still think it was Jokic, but Joel Embiid gets an MVP, and he's just like Harden to me. In some of the last playoffs. Great in the season, disappear in the playoff. Embiid, great, disappear when it matters. So, hey.
Are you surprised we don't have any movement for Harden and Dame yet?
I think the Portland situation is still a little bit of touch and go. It's still some kinks to be worked out. You got to think about the leverage that Miami's trying to impose, but realizing that Portland's like, man, I mean, okay, cool, we can wait. But Miami's got to make a decision because they don't want to go there. You will rarely see a team in the NBA that has a mid-season acquisition or any time after camp. You want to use that time for players to be able to gel.
Right.
So they would want to get Dame as soon as possible so that they can start to, one, understand this is the skill set we got at this position. They don't really, outside of Kyle Lowry, they don't know still who's going to be that guy when it matters. I mean, it didn't work. You had great runs with guys, but it didn't work. With Gabe Vincent and Kyle, it didn't work. So you want Dame in there as soon as possible. Portland knows that.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So they're not going to budge. So they're like, yeah, get right. Holler at me when you get right.
We can wait. You
We can
can't.
wait. Yeah, we're all right. You know what I mean? We don't mind. It's going to happen. But it's going to make Dame more frustrated. It's going to ramp up and make things come to a head soon.
And if he doesn't play for Portland as he's waiting for a trade, he's probably not going to be back in game shape or completely ready to go from the jump when he finally does get to Miami.
Well,
I wouldn't think
he'll be in shape, but not like you said. He'll still need to ramp up because you want them to play in some of those exhibition games.
Yeah.
To kind of see, because it's not going to be like it is in Portland. It's going to be different. It's going to be a different system. You still want to learn that. You want to know
Different
the terminology.
intensity, trying to win.
The terminologies are different. Like the
Right.
things that they say is a blitz, it may be a high show, or they may say it's a trap, or they may call it different things. It's all the same, but you still want to be able to understand and hear it and not have to wait and respond. You want to just be able to react. So you want to see and know what a pick and roll is going to be like. It's going to be different with Adebayo than it's going to be with whoever's setting the pick up there in Portland, right? Yeah.
You mentioned yet another bag stealer.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
Did
Chandler
I?
Parsons bad?
No, man.
Not quite.
No, well, it's up to the listeners to determine whether or not that's the case. Let me just throw it out to you, because it's been multiple places. Now, I can say that injuries are probably something that could have hindered this. Had a great run. I think the system was best for him out west, more so than out east. But his name is Gordon Hayward.
Oh boy.
Good Lord. 4 years, 120 to the Charlotte. This might have been the one that broke the back for Michael Jordan, because he had some bad ones. Like the drafting of Gilchrist, non-shoot. I was like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Then you went all in on Kemba Walker.
Well, you let Kemba go to sign Gordon Hayward.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's one of the ones. I mean, didn't work out. And so, I mean, like I say, injuries and stuff could have hindered or hampered it. Thought it would have been a good fit, but 120? Good gosh.
Kemba got 4 and 141 from Boston. Hayward got 4 and 120 from Charlotte. And neither of those guys lived up to what they were supposed to. Like you said, Hayward's was injuries. Kemba was here and there. But Kemba's a smaller guard. He's not a huge guy. So he always had a shelf life.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. He's very little, Van Vliet-ish.
Right. Speaking of the Celtics, I want to go back to the kind of the under the radar signings. A couple that stood out to me, or ones that you pointed out, showed up a couple times on this list, Strick.
Yeah. 2
just pros, played a lot of the 4 for the most part, good connective pieces. In Al Horford, first with the 76ers.
Yeah.
That's right. He was there. And then with the Celtics most recently.
You kind of halfway forget he was with the Sixers.
You do.
You really do.
You very much do.
Kind of get past. You remember the Hawks.
Right.
But you don't. The Sixers escaped me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And a former teammate of his with the Hawks in Paul Millsap.
Yeah, that was a good combination. Those two. They're kind of the problem, I think, with them. They're very similar in style.
Yes.
Paul maybe had a little bit, just a little. They both had that old man game.
Right.
They good shot fake. Yeah. Ooh, spin off me. Yeah, they both had that old man game, but both got paid. So shoot.
They did. And I think they got paid for being those veteran respectable presences. Millsap first with Atlanta and then went to Denver, where I think those guys still give him a lot of credit for kind of raising the standard in that locker room for what it looks like to be a pro, for bringing Murray and Jokic along, even though he doesn't play their position. And then Horford, I think, didn't live up to the contract he got in Philadelphia. There's a lot going on there. And if he would have shot it better in Boston, he was kind of older, less athletic Draymond Green for Boston in some ways. Playmaker, was out on the perimeter, did a lot defensively. But those steady veterans that can play, the 4 or the 5, that can do a lot of things well, but nothing elite necessarily. Those are guys you need. And I see how they can be those impactful acquisitions sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's a constant need, let me say, of the PJ Tucker types.
Right.
Of the Jay Crowder types. I think every team benefits by having somebody on the team that's impactful, and I think they get paid for that, being that type of guy. It's a beautiful thing to be the third or fourth guy. Now, I think the thing to keep an eye on in the most immediate future is what's going to happen with Michael Porter Jr. Whether he decides to stay and just remain that number 3 type of guy for them and win, or are you going to want to go off and try to do a Kevin Durant and make your own way about it?
I take it from what you're saying, you think
Since
it's
he's
best
already
for
got the
him if he
teacher.
stays in Denver?
I think so, because now listen, I could be wrong. I think he could emerge and become Mikal Bridges type, where you knew Mikal Bridges had some things before he went to Brooklyn, but he actually kind of stepped up on a different level. I was actually kind of impressed by the way he could be that, he could be a Brandon Ingram type potentially without the dog. I still think he's still kind of very West Coast stylish. I don't think he's an East Coast style guy, but we'll see.
I'm glad you brought up Mikal Bridges. I found this new Twitter account called NBA University. It dives into some stats. I didn't realize just how good Mikal Bridges was for Brooklyn over that stretch. Strick, I'm not going to lie. That's a guy I thought was just 3-and-D. I didn't know he had that much juice in him to do that, but in 27 games with Brooklyn, averages 26 points on 61% true shooting.
Right.
That's a guy that I thought was just a spot up, maybe a little bit of, movement shooter. He has handles. He can put it on the deck and get to the rim. He can do everything. I'm buying in on Mikal Bridges now.
Just didn't have to do it. He just didn't really have to do it down there in Phoenix. Paul was very much a big time, ball handler. And you had a lot of rub off screens and some isolation with Booker. And, then you every now and then Aiden would maybe get a touch, but he was kind of just a space and 3-and-D guy, basically, just played his role.
Is he the
or get out in open court too? He's very much in open court. Very good.
Right. I know he's skinnier, but in terms of his game and play style, is he a new Paul George?
That's a great comparison. I like it. We'll see. Let's keep your eye on it. Let's see what happens this year when he gets a full year with them and what Jock Vaughn's able to do with that crew. And shout out to Jock Vaughn. Shout out to Jock Vaughn, who revived his coaching career because
got the most out of that team.
Yeah. I mean, and was able to willing to take a stance and just, hey, he doesn't fit here. Ben Simmons, we're going to sit him down. I mean,
right.
Hey, we got to figure it out. We can't figure it out. You just got to sit down. And
don't care what you're making. Don't care where you were drafted. You ain't play. You can't play.
Yeah. So it was good that he had the ear of the ownership group and was able to stand firm on that. And it worked out for him. They made the playoffs and, you didn't expect them to win, but they made it, made a little run.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's cross it over. Bring the old school crew in, DP and J on tap. That's how we'll wrap up on the block after this.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415, or online at ambitionelectric.com. A lot of businesses say that they're family focused. But when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain relief techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a consultation at 531-254-2695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through July 19th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 convenient locations worldwide and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Whether you're a newbie or a gym pro, you belong in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, July 19th. See Home Club for details.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
If you thought of selling your business, you're probably wondering where to start. Call the experts at Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln. With a database of over 450,000 buyers, we've got you handled. 402-413-1095.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's new roof installation, repair, or a roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 Tall Boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today will see a slight chance of storms this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies for today. We'll see a high around 85. Tonight, we'll see an overnight chance of showers and storms with a low of around 65. And tomorrow, we'll see a continued chance of more showers and storms with a high around 84. Meteorologist Kyle Kleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back one final time here on the block, Strick and Austin, joined by Jay Foreman. Saw you yesterday. How you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing all right, man. TMZ2 says, Austin, you're so very good.
I appreciate the compliment. It's everyone else, right? I just passed the rock. Everyone else hits the shot.
He John Stockton.
He John Stockton
up in his piece. Hey,
that's all I do.
He don't want no layups and straight assists.
He'll be at the rim and Ben Simmons it, huh? Be at the rim and can dunk and just drop it off.
He'll pull it back out, let you fill the lane and bam it. You knowing dang well he could have got them two.
Could have got them two.
The Steve Nash dribble baseline all the way under the basket and then pull it all the way back out to someone cutting.
Yeah, I love it.
That's where I'm at.
Talk to me. Jay Foreman, it's good to have you in the building, my boy. We fresh to death.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got the team
Damn.
issue stuff, man. What they doing?
But hold on, man. Let me just be honest about it. I don't know, man. I think Nebraska football take much better care than they people than basketball.
That's debatable. Oh, you're talking about the players?
Gear wise. I mean,
for what they got,
players.
Yeah,
even if he retired too.
They took up the present day. They taken care of. Jay Terry and those guys do a good job down there.
Yeah.
Adidas.
Yeah, Jay Terry. I love. Shout out Jay Terry,
man. Hey, Adidas feel good on my flat feet. Jay Terry, I know you're listening. I need some boosts, man. My dogs have been barking, and then the only ones that can call them off is them boosts.
Yeah,
hook a brother up.
We've been in some deep conversations today, man. Austin, where you want to take Jay, man? Jay, we can take Jay anywhere on this roller coaster ride.
We'll start with the football aspect. Franchise tag. 3 running backs didn't end up signing a deal. Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Pollard will play. He did sign the franchise tag tender. Still no deal for Barkley and Jacobs. What do you make of those 3 guys?
It's all it's all negotiation. I think especially in Saquon, they need him more than he they need him more than he needs the Giants.
Boy, it's like we cut from the same cloth.
And then Josh Jacobs quietly was the best running back in the league. I felt like him and Chubb, but Josh Jacobs, I think,
led the NFL in yards from scrimmage, rushing yards per game, touches,
and big plays with a crappy team. Not granted, it's a contract year, but Josh Jacobs has been that dude since he's been in the league. Pollard, who I worry about because he's a slasher. He's been a backup,
taking on more volume as
and he's done well when he's done it. But you're missing the ultimate body blow guy in Zeke. And if I was Dallas, I would have signed Zeke back to a Cowboy-friendly deal, Zeke-friendly deal, 2 more years. Hey, you're not going to be starting, but you're going to play. You're going to be more efficient and effective. That's why you see him to get it. He's going to get his money. He's going to make sure. If I'm all 3 of them and I'm talking to their agents, I don't step foot in training camp until I get paid.
Same with Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, I think, is just waiting around this
right situation, right fit.
Yeah, and see the money for the running back, is just they're just not valuable. But again, see what people don't understand, and you see, and this is in the NBA as well. See, I truly believe I caught you guys. I think the Damon Dillard deal is done. They just haven't announced it yet. They're just trying to smooth over people's feelings. But you have to be careful of the narrative that these teams and GMs will put out there and do, so they don't have to pay anybody. When you're talking about, let's just take Pollard out of it, right? I think he's going to be a really good back and be worth whatever money he gets. I'll put a Zeke in there at the bottom of this list. Dalvin Cook is franchise. That means there ain't a play that you run that he can't do. Derrick Henry the same. Saquon the same.
Yes, facts.
Josh Jacobs the same. So those 5 guys that I mentioned with Zeke at the very bottom, and just take Zeke out. Those 4 guys.
But you're right. Zeke is capable of being.
You're right in the right situation. Like a Philly or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere like that. He could be dominant. But those are the guys that when you walk into the office, I can hang my hat on that. There's nobody coming out in that draft. Nobody in the free agent. Now there's other guys in the league like Kamara and all them. I feel comfortable saying.
Is there a Pacheco out there? Another one like him?
But he's not on that level.
Yeah,
he's not.
Okay.
Pacheco is very effective.
But that's why these guys aren't getting paid, because they think they can find a Pacheco.
Exactly.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So you try to be cheap, and then when it comes down to it,
when you need it.
The reason why Pacheco is so effective is because you got one of the greatest quarterbacks in this era of all time, arguably the best tight end, and then you had Juju Schuster-Smith finally had a career year. Along with they picked up the guy Tony
Valdez-Scantling.
Valdez-Scantling had
a
Tony. So you're seeing 2 coverages, and you don't have a lot of tape on you, and you got one of the best offensive lines and play callers. You go somewhere like the Raiders, the Texans, you're just the guy.
Yeah.
Here's another example. Dante Foreman goes from Houston, breaks his leg, goes to Carolina, has a really good year, signs with Chicago. See, I put him up higher than Pacheco because he's done it at 3 different places, 3 different situations under extreme duress, 1-year deal, prove it, beat guys out. So, you know, and then you like Eckler.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether it's fantasy football or that, you know, I mean, you got every right to be upset. These guys need to, you know, they need to do like the quarterback club back in the day when I was coming in. You know, they were the only guys getting endorsements. They had a separate deal besides the NFLPA. If I'm the running backs now, we're working together. Now, granted, if you need to take your money, I'm not going to fault you for it. But you have to have some sort of coalition and way to negotiate, because it's not only for you guys to get paid in the short term. You don't want to mess it up for Strick and Austin coming in 2 or 3 years.
DeAndre Hopkins probably closing in on getting that done. How does he move the needle for Tennessee?
Let's pause for the ID. Think about it for 10 seconds.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I probably need 10 more, but 10 more seconds. I think if he's healthy, I think he's going to be effective. I think he knows that division. I think he can still catch 50-50 balls. I think he can still be a number one. I think he helps them look, man, if Derrick Henry's healthy and you know Vrabel, and they're going to always be
on the defensive side.
Defense is going to be, but the offense is going to pound you up. They got a good tight end. You know, Tannehill, when he has a good quarterback, and then they drafted the guy number 1 last year from Arkansas. If he can kind of catch up and learn from Hopkins, I think he can have a comeback year, because you think about who he's going to go against. I guess the best defense would be Jacksonville. None of those guys are making him lose sleep, right? Houston, I'm sure he feels comfortable going against Stingley. He's pretty much a rookie. The Colts, they do have
Ship Gilmore out.
Yeah, but the Colts generally have a good he's going to do work if he's healthy.
Yeah, if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Good.
A better quarterback, I think, for the short. I think the strife between him and Bill O'Brien, even though they both be professional, go the other way, I think he's getting more money at Tennessee and less stress. Because if you saw what Bill O'Brien did to the LSU receiver, he pretty much cut. Right. You know, he just went off on him. And then, you know, DeAndre Hopkins, he came out saying he won the championship. I think he likes the GM. The coordinator was in Houston before, so they know each other. He had a decent year when he played, but he's just playing with Pocket Hercules.
And suspended for the Peds for the first 6 games. We'll wrap up with this. Steph Curry wins the American Century Golf Championship. Best and worst pro athlete golfer you guys have played with?
Ooh.
Oh, gosh. I would say one of the best for me was Allen Houston. And,
yeah, I heard he's real good.
One of the worst is Chuck.
Chuck put on a show in the wrong way in that same tournament.
Yeah.
Is it as ugly in person as it looks on TV?
Gosh, it's gotten worse. It used to be better than that.
He had been playing well, though. I think the weight loss has hurt him, because he got his swing back there, and you've seen it. And I think he plays it up because I've heard when he plays with his friends and playing, you know, he plays good. I think he does it for. He's made some money.
Sterling can play too, bro.
Yeah.
Sterling Sharp.
Yeah.
Sterling can actually play.
He can pump it.
He can hit that thing.
But you know who the best player I ever played with, or just off the top of my head, is a kicker named Al Del Greco.
Funny kicker has time to golf.
Yeah, but he's really good. I think he still plays. I know Mark Rippon's good. I never got to play with him. Worst. Cam Hawkins, I think, or Cam. His name Cam Cleland or Cam something. He was a guard from Texas A&M. He was horrible. The dude drove the golf cart up on the green, parked that bad boy. So I mean, generally some guys are good, some guys are not.
Our boy Nick was out as a celebrity this weekend at Wild Horse in Gothenburg.
Yeah, I know. I'd put him, AD, and Raph, and they're on friend probation indefinitely from here on out.
Tony Veland was with him. Is he on friend probation too?
No, Tony's a black shirt. He's always in there. He's Tone Capone, and he's always all good, man. But you know, we're gonna get into this hot seat ranking, the SEC media days. We're gonna focus in on LSU, break down a little Nebraska roster, linebackers and DBs, because it seems like there's plenty full in there because we're getting close to money time. But this hot seat ranking is pretty funny because I heard them talking about earlier this morning, Sip and those guys, an early break about the Missouri, coach. And then the other guy on here is from Rice. Nobody cares about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially Rice. As long as you just make sure you're at every donor meeting, you got a job.
There it is.
You got a job.
Straight out the mouth of Jay Feezy. Jay Foreman, that is. Old School will be taking over right after this. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll see you tomorrow. 2 to 4. Peace.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage options in the area. Dennis and his team would like to thank all customers who have stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-255. Go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of Margarita Tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4. Grab your head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree. Bauer, a family